Grand Hood Rising Kings and Queens, Trap Witch here in Atlanta, Georgia, coming to bring you a full moon in Leo, total lunar eclipse, blood moon reading. How motherfucking dramatic is that? And I am just so totally ready for this energy as an Aquarius sun, Leo rising, two of my Liliths in Leo. I am ready, honey. Whew. With that being said, the first couple weeks of January have been lit. Um, the end of December, I made a bonus video for January talking about conflict. All my predictions for the first month of the year have said don't underestimate what's still left over. Don't underestimate the conflict that might still be coming because guess what? 2019 is not going to be an easy year. 2019 is going to be a very hard year for many people, which is why you have to be even more hardcore than 2019 is about to present itself to be. For those of you who do not know me, I am the Trap Witch. I am in Atlanta, Georgia, but I am a West Indian native. I've been here since 2004, and I am a spiritual coach advisor. I like to call myself an intuitive intercessory. I help people by standing in the gap while they are trying to learn how to build the material to cross it, to overcome obstacles by channeling and going within to find their absolutely motherfucking best divine power. I am an initiate of Santeria. I am a daughter of Ochun. In the next couple of months, I will be becoming an Iyabo, crossing over to become an Olorisha of Ochun. I take my practices very seriously because I want to do this work to continue to help my community. So for those of you who have been with me in the long run when I was just slinging daily readings on the daily on my porch, you've been along with me for the ride. You've put in, blood, sweat, and tears along with me. The support, I greatly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Every person that I have got to connect with via these videos, via my Instagram, people that have worked with me one-on-one, it has been immensely gratifying to be able to plant seeds with people and help them become their best self ever. So with that being said, I have a limited time right now until I will be temporarily inaccessible, unavailable for one-on-one sessions. With that being said, and I say this all the time, if you find yourself hovering over the book button, do not wait because by the time you wait, I might not be available. And I say that so humbly because mama got to take a break for herself to recoup, to regenerate, and to get acclimated with the newfound transitions that I'm going to be coming into. So those of you who have been very respectful towards me, who just show me the utmost just great vibes, thank you very much for just being along here for the ride so far. With that being said, this energy is going to be intense, right? It's going to be the last total lunar eclipse, I think they said, until May 2021. I always think it's interesting, Leo and Aquarius, they are opposite sides. They are on opposite sides of the wheel, and I feel that conflict heavily as someone with Aquarius sun and heavy Leo placements, especially that rising. So I always say that, when Aquarius and Leo meets, because literally we're going to be going into Aquarius the 21st, and this eclipse is going to be the 20th going into the 21st for a lot of people. And so sometimes in life, right, we are like on totally different opposite sides of the fucking spectrum. And the best way I like to describe being an Aquarius Leo combination is sometimes I'm always torn between my pride and the people. Leo is very much tend to be self-aware, self-confident. Self is the word that comes into mind. And Aquarians, we can be a little bit more on the humanitarian side, putting people before ourselves, like, let's just save the planet, let's just, like, all that shit. But, there has to be a fine balance. And what I love about the idea of the total lunar eclipse, because when you look up what that is, it is the moon passing behind the earth's shadow, right? And so what I love that alignment of the earth being in alignment with the moon, and this just the shadow that we're going to be going through, right? Where so many people, we know when the lunar phases, and when you hear about full moons making people lunatics, like, I can't imagine what this moon, I just feel, is like going to bring out on people, because people are literally acting a fucking fool this week already. I have a friend who's a cardologist, with the playing cards, and she said, I think this week is like a 3 of Hearts week, or I don't know, it was like 3 of something week. All she said was that people are going to lack emotional fucking intelligence this week, so try your best not to be petty, try your best not to be pulled into not leveling up past the devils that are trying to pull you in, because trust me, it's hard sometimes to turn the other cheek, especially, again, torn between your pride and the people. But with that being said, try your best to stay level, try your best to stay centered, because a lot of us, we are leveling up from cycles now that have been from like 2012. Some people, like, before that, 2008. A lot of us, I don't know about you, but I feel like I really started spiritually awakening in 2012. The series of events karmically that have unfolded to this point now, where I've become a spiritual advisor and leader, was totally fucking unplanned. I went to art school. Before that, I wanted to be a lawyer, but just the series of events that have unfolded to this point. And there's a great astrologer that I follow on YouTube. His videos are great. His name is Serious Joy. And he said from like November 2018, we're beginning to live the story that we were always meant to live. And so I'm not going to ramble on too much more before I start pulling cards, but a lot of us now, if we're going to be living the story we're always meant to live, again with this Leo-Aquarius, this total eclipse, and I think about that Bonnie, whatever, I forget what her last name is, song, but it's like a total eclipse of the heart. A lot of people are coming into a different heart space. They're coming into a lot of self-esteem and self-love that they have never found within themselves up until this point, and overcoming these cycles are just so miraculous, because we're about to step into a lot of greatness that has been a long time coming. A lot of us who have been doing the work, right? And sometimes people are going to be pissed off about that. Sometimes you're going to have to pick a side, and right now, with the shifts that are going on, you're seeing a lot of people leveling up from 3D to 5D, because we've gone from now 3 dimensions to 5 dimensions in the month of December. That's what happened. And so now we're coming into what you call new Earth. So it's like so funny, where you saw like in 2012, they were like, oh my God, the world is ending. But quite frankly, the world has been ending for a quite few past few years, because you're seeing the paradigm shifting, and you're seeing the old world collapse, and you're seeing women especially rising into power, and you're like, yo, what the fuck? I know a lot of us women are like, oh my God, why have we remained in such a place for so long where we thought we didn't have this power? And I've just come to the conclusion, like, maybe these activations had to happen at some point in the stars, in the sky, for us to realize that the stars have always been in our favor. We just had to make sure we were aligned with them. So with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be pulling some cards. I'm going to be calling in spirit to see what their take is on how we should use this energy. The way that I do my readings, or these pulls, is just very, if you happen to stumble on this video at any time, and it doesn't even have to be this week, this could be 2 weeks from when I film this, a month, a year, whatever resonates with you, just take it. Some of what I say ain't gonna resonate with people, and that's fine. That's the Leo inside of me. what I love about this full moon being in Leo, right? And this is something that I had to look at today, where when a lot of us are coming into this new place of self esteem, right? Because the lion is just so prideful and just so full of themselves. But there's a fine line between self esteem and the ego. And I know many times I've been like said by people like check your ego, and I can admit, I'm not too of myself to admit that I have struggled with my ego for a long time, because I didn't operate a lot of times in healthy egos in situations where I should have had more self-love, where I should have had more self-esteem. And so self-esteem is knowing your value and what you provide and not needing the validation of that. But sometimes when you're operating heavily from the ego, it can be a place of trying to prove your worth, and therefore trying to make the crowd accept you and forcing that on people. So this is the thing. A lot of times with this energy, right, of the lion coming through, it's like you have the right to feel yourself, but just know, make sure it's in an alignment of a high frequency. Make sure it's in an alignment of love for yourself and for also the betterment of others. And sometimes, in order to love others better, you got to love yourself a little harder. And sometimes they're not going to always understand that. But look, one of my favorite quotes they say about the lion is that a lion protects everything in its kingdom, even what it fucking intends to eat later. Okay? So sometimes there's a little mercy for the sake of order. So, with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull from the Law of Attraction Tarot, and I'm going to complement it with the Trust Your Vibes deck. Okay, and then probably at the end, I'm going to pull from the Archangel deck. But we're going to pull a conscious and subconscious pull. We're going to see, consciously on the surface level what things are coming up, and then on the on the subconscious level also what things are coming up and you should keep in mind. Okay, all right. Sips tea. And my tea bag said today, say it straight, simple, and with a smile. So that's what we are going to be doing today, darling. Okay, I love Leo energy. Some of my favorite Leo energies, like I loved Lucille Ball, although the Lucy that you got on I Love Lucy was a completely different Lucy when you watch the interviews of her on late night television of certainly. But she was straight, she was to the point, and she knew who she was for the extent of what I could see. But when we're talking Leo energy, we're talking Jennifer Lopez, we're talking Madonna, we're talking um who else? Halle Berry's a Leo also. I don't know whether they're Leo, but a lot of action stars, men, are Leos. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jason Statham, who else? Leo is just packed with a lot of fire and action. So let's see what they're gonna say for this reading. And oh shit, that's not good. We're just gonna go along with it though. Hold on, child. Hold on, honey. All right. Mm. Oh, y'all out here playing, man. This wind. Okay. So what I suggest for you, get you a notebook. You get you some pen, get you some paper. You want to type, whatever have you. Take notes. If you gotta pause me, you gotta come back to me. You can do that too. Um, but there might be some gems dropped, some things that will sit with you for a long time, and I hope that you can integrate into your learning, integrate into your healing, and that will help you a great deal. Okay? So let's relax. Let's get started. Our flight's coming in. I can hear the plane coming over. Ooh, I feel. Ooh, The plane coming in over here into Atlanta, honey. They about to come land. I feel like a lot of us about to come in for the landing and the arrival that we have been waiting for a very long time. That's what I feel. 2018 was a hell of a year. Spirit, we call you in on behalf of the collective, and we ask for the highest good of all those involved with harm to none. We ask for clarity. We ask for clear perception. We ask for Legua to open the roads to precise messages. At this time, what is it subconsciously below the surface, beyond the veil, that can facilitate the collective's highest good? Allow them to overcome barriers and obstacles, and give them insight on where they are currently at on their journey, allowing them to bypass anything on an emotional, mental, spiritual, or physical level that might be hindering their ascension, and allowing them to align or realign with all the good things in life to do to them love, happiness, peace of mind, prosperity, abundance, and all forms of benevolence that are due to them. We call in their spirit guides, their egun, their ancestors to surround them, and now also my own to give me assistance, and that I call my guides that are only of benevolence to assist in guiding a message that will resonate with what it is they need to hear at this time, to be of servitude firstly to themselves and then secondly to others. What is it that we can point their attention to be of good intention and maximum execution of their highest potential energy? Ashe. And we have some cards fall out, honey. They like, All right, let's stop right there. So, right there, so. Right there, so. All right, how many fell out? 3. So let's pull one more. Ooh. Oh. Do I want to put these in here? Yeah, let's put them in here. Do I pull 4 or 5? Let's pull 5 because this one flips right over when I put that in. We gonna go complex, honey. All right. First card that we have is a puzzle. It's a puzzle with 2 little cute cherubs on it and a kingdom and a rainbow. So this person is putting together this puzzle with these 2 little cherubs that are looking up to a kingdom with a rainbow. But it's reverse. Let's pull a clarity. All right. So with these cherubs, right, immediately I feel my light is just not cooperating with me. It's okay though. I'm still cool. Okay. Cherubs, right? Immediately I pick up on innocence, right? An innocence of desiring things to work in your favor, things that have been things that you are looking forward to in life. Because when I look at the castle, I think of a lot of royalty. I think of sovereignty. Is that how I say the word? Sovereignty? Rainbow, a symbol of prosperity, abundance, happiness, light, right? After the rain, there's a rainbow, right? Because we can't have a rainbow without no rain. And what I get is that, right? I realize we gonna just leave that down there, okay? I'm realizing the wind is knocking it over. Oh, y'all just like, girl, stop playing. A lot of us, right, can feel like we're not getting to this. But what I like about this card, right, is that there's one single piece left for him to complete there. What I get is that a lot of you feel like you are not there and there's not just like a single missing piece left to come together, right? And sometimes that single big piece can literally be 5 years in the making. It could be 10 years in the making. There is a quote that I really love that says, don't give up, because sometimes it takes those 4 years to get to that fifth year that will change your life, or it'll take them 9 years to get to that 10th year that will change your life. And I really think 2019, although it's starting off really hard and you feel like the last piece is not coming together, that you have to hold on, that it will. You have to stay in your place of innocence. You have to stay in your place of sovereignty. You have to stay in this place that after the rain has passed, there will be a rainbow. And a lot of times things can't grow if there ain't no rain. So right now you might be in the growth period. You might feel like the rain is coming down a little too hard on you. But guess what? It might be just enough for you to water what it is that you need to come into new growth. But the words staying innocent, staying in your sovereignty, staying in your faith that after the rain there is a rainbow. And sometimes you might just be missing that last piece that once it just falls into place, that it will allow you to see the bigger picture for what it was worth. And maybe sometimes that waiting for that extra piece was worth the wait. Do you know how much of a difference one solid fact can make? Do you know how much of a difference one piece of information, one word, one little tidbit detail in a contract can make a difference? Some of y'all are getting frustrated in the karmic contracts that I think that you whatever you signed, knowingly or unknowingly, based on the past however many years. And maybe you don't realize for your growth that this last tidbit detail that spirit is allowing you to feel in this place of the rain is the biggest fucking, excuse me, watch my mouth, the biggest fucking fact. Spirit don't want me to curse, I feel like. Spirit wants me to kind of watch my mouth tonight, I feel like, because I could be so much more eloquent. It doesn't matter. Spirit wants you to realize that waiting on that last tidbit detail might be the reason why waiting those 4 years was worth the fifth, or waiting them 9 years was worth the 10th. A lot of what y'all are waiting for come into that feeling of royalty, sovereignty, all of these things, right? It's going to be worth the wait. What I get subconsciously under that is it's a team effort. Look at all them plugs on these people, okay? There's a reason, okay? There is a reason. Oh my God. There is a reason why all these people that have come through your life, maybe in these past 4 years, these 10 years, whatever the fuck have you, you might not have realized plugging in and out these situations have led to this point that have culminated the factors of this growth. And let me tell you something, a lot of times we don't realize that even people, right, that you're not even on good terms no more, whether they be a past friend, someone who's now your foe, an enemy, whatever the fuck have you, they have been a part of your starting lineup of you plugging in and out of these situations to get to this point of this level up of coming into the sovereignty, coming into this new place of innocence, coming into this new rainbow after the rain, into this bigger picture. Let me tell you something. A lot of y'all didn't know that some of these people were the starting players and the biggest part of the team effort that it took for you to get to this place. And some of y'all are not still yet understanding why you have to overcome some of these lessons. And one thing that I heard the other day that just makes so much sense is sometimes you gotta stop looking at who you think these people are and look at what the lesson represents. Because a lot of us are repeating the same lessons right now going into this total lunar eclipse, right? One last time, one last lap around the bend. We gonna see. We gonna play this game one more time because guess what? All of this is a part of you unlocking what the fuck is next. What I get reiterated literally in the second card is the same thing almost in the first card. First card. The computer with the password, and there's an empty space right under it. Some of y'all are feeling like you tried. You feeling like you just can't get the fucking password right to get access. You're like, what is this last fucking missing piece? What is this last attempt at the password? How the fuck am I going to unlock the next level? How am I going to get access to what is next? Okay? Let's pull another card subconsciously for that. Play. You know what I hear? Don't hate the players, baby. Hate the game. That's what I heard loud and clear. Don't hate the players, baby. Hate the game. Again, don't look at what is being presented to you in front of the forum as people. Look at it as the lesson that you might just have to learn how to play. The game that you won't have to learn to play. Because guess what? Life ain't nothing more than as much as sometimes your favorite video game, whether it be Fortnite, World of Warcraft, fucking Tetris, fucking Mario, whatever the have you. Many video games, right? Some of the ones that are the most complex and the most aggravating to people are the ones that require them using the most fucking emotional intelligence not to get so fucking pissed off. Because I remember seeing this this YouTube skit or whatever have you of this girl playing a prank on her man where she done erased all his like NBA live lineup that players that he had done work so hard, and like he was about to lose his last shit on her. And I feel like some of us right now we're feeling angry, like we have been playing this game way too fucking long. We can't break this level. That's what I get. You ever remember playing a video game and you're just feeling like you get into this level and you just like, damn it, god damn it, I can't beat this level. But guess what? Sometimes you just gotta take your time, baby. You just gotta take your time. Because a lot of times with games, just like life, it takes practice. A lot of us don't understand that in life we cannot just be philosophers. We have to be practitioners. One thing that Gary Vee said yesterday on a post, I absolutely love Gary Vee. He said, you can't read about push-ups. You have to fucking learn to do push-ups by doing push-ups. Right? It's not like we can just look and be like, a push-up. And guess what? Push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, whatever the fuck have you, the basic fundamental moves, right? Sometimes they are the basic moves that build up your foundation of strength. And sometimes, right, because I'm seeing, ooh, baby, I'm seeing like the Nintendo game in front of me, right? Sometimes you gotta learn to master them basic moves. Sometimes you got to hit the right combination. That card talk about play. That card even talking about unlocking the password. Even here, right? Even in the puzzle piece and here, sometimes in order to level up, you just gotta continue to play. And you gotta keep trying them different combinations over and over again until you crack that shit. Until you done got to a point where you know that the only way to beat the game is to play it. And that is life. There is no way of fucking around it. As long as you are here on this earth, if you don't want to participate, oh well, you ain't gonna evolve. You probably ain't gonna get the shit that you want. You're gonna stay in your motherfucking house and you gonna be miserable by yourself. playing all these games with people, right? And it's so funny. I literally, right before I got on to record this, I uploaded a picture and I said, in 2019, that's one of the most profound things I might say to you is don't play no whole ass games with people. Okay? And now Spirit's like, see, look at me making you eat your words. It's not about playing whole ass games. It's about learning to not let the game make a hoe of you. Don't let the game play you. Don't let the game make you its trick. Don't let the game pimp your emotions and your feelings. Because a lot of people right now, as they're trying their best to find all the combinations, try to find the missing piece, they are getting so frustrated and they're allowing life to make a bitch of them. That's okay. It happens. It happens to the best of us. And it's happened to you. It's okay. It's all right. But guess what? As you learn discernment, better judgment, better moves, better whatever have you, eventually you're going to pass the level that you're at. Okay? And eventually you're going to be like, oh my God, it took forever to crack this game. Like I'm saying, right? It took 4 years to get to the 5th or the 9 to get to the 10. But guess what? It's going to be worth it in the end because you're going to say, you know what? I dominated that shit because what? I did not give up. Because guess what? The fortune cookie is right here and it's cracked open. We can't even see what's on it. The only word that I can make out from it is love. Sometimes it takes getting all of that frustration that you've gone through, feeling played, feeling tricked, feeling defeated, feeling like you're losing the battle, like you're losing the game with people, with things, with yourself, whatever. You got to play that shit to become a practitioner, to be someone who does things with a better practice, especially when it comes to your love. And guess what? Just like that fortune cookie says, consider yourself fortunate. Consider yourself fortunate. Because how else can you decide what is best for your life if you don't have to go through situations that allows you to make decisions? When you're sitting there playing that video game and you're hitting them combinations and them buttons, you're making decisions. When you're hitting that keyboard again with that computer to get the password, you're making decisions. Okay, I'm not gonna decide. God, guess what? It's such an honor and a privilege to be able to wake up in the morning to make a decision. And some of y'all, right, are so privileged to wake up and decide, do I want coffee or do I want tea? That's something I said tonight to myself, like, I know that I want coffee, but I should drink tea. But I had that choice. And a lot of y'all, right, you should be so privileged to know that you still have an opportunity to make certain choices and decisions that can still allow you to unlock these pieces. Privilege. What is the word privilege defined as? Where my phone at? Oh shit. I don't even know where the fuck my phone fell to. Okay. Whew. That's funny. When it's cold outside, my iPhone will sometimes do this thing where it says no SIM. So weird. Privilege. A special right, advantage, or immunity granted or available only to a particular person or group. A lot of us like to talk about privileges in life, especially politics and culture and all that stuff. But guess what? A lot of people have more privileges than they will give themselves credit for. A special right, advantage, or immunity. Have any of y'all seen the new Jumanji? The new Jumanji, I loved it because it was like they had a certain number of lives immunities so that if they used them right, they could make a comeback and they could level up in the game. Some of y'all still got like a bunch of immunity and level level tries again. They've been granted to you, they are available to you. You are fortunate to have them. You've been fortunate enough to go through a lot of this shit for your own immunity. An immunity definition. The ability of an organism to resist a particular infection or toxin by the action of specific antibodies or sensitized white blood cells. A condition of being able to resist a particular disease, especially through preventing development of blah blah blah. Some of y'all at a point where you about to let whatever little bit of toxicity that you gotta get fucking over get to you. You're being granted an opportunity to not let this thing condition you. Whatever you're going through right now, whatever you think is missing, whatever, you're being given the privilege and the advantage to make a choice to not allow it to condition you anymore. Because some of y'all bitter. Some of y'all been in this like place of like, right? I've been there too. I mean, this morning, this AM, when I got up, I seen some negativity on my page. And the way I responded to it, although I felt was mature, there was still a little undertone that I could tell that was, I was like, girl, you know, you got a little bit more work left to do, and that's fine. That's fine. We it's okay. It's a strength to know that we can admit that, and we know that it's gonna take our participation to go forward, right? So you could sit there and think that you could put the game on pause, but guess what? Life ain't gonna wait for you. We could take these pause moments, but this is the thing. It's about making the best of it. Just keep going at it. You got immunity, you got privilege, you got an advantage, and you are fortunate to have that. Okay? You are so fortunate to have that. On the subconscious level, body talk. What is your body telling you? Okay? Look at all these little bubbles around this person. A lock, a flower, an axe. It's kind of reiterating what I said. You should be so privileged, so advantaged that you have options. You have options and attempts left. You have privilege to not get conditioned to a point where you can make a choice. And intuitively, your body be telling you that. Okay? A lot of y'all, clairsentience, right? What is clairsentience? Clairsentience is bodily feelings that you pick up on. Gut feelings that you pick up on. You ever been literally like playing a game and so fucking mad because you're losing, but intuitively your spirit and everything underlying says, you know what? I can still win this shit. That's what the fuck you need to be listening to right now. Your intuition, your gut. A lot of y'all feeling played as fuck right now, but guess what? You don't have to be mad. Don't be mad at the players. Be mad at the game. Don't be mad at yourself even in this game, okay? That's just the game we come here to play. And as long as we are living here on this earth, you can make the best of it, or you can make room for other spirits that want to come through. That is literally what my padrino said to me the other day when he told us that our house got the same number 9-5 2 years in a row, meaning if you don't learn how to live here in this life, you might learn how to live in the next. And I take that shit to heart because I got that in my guardian angel reading. It's like, bitch, you want to learn this time or you want to come back again and learn again the next time? So, It's not gonna let me be great. Lighter's going out, so you gonna pick up the sword? You gonna pick up the sword, my G? Are you gonna pick up the sword? Look at the masculine, the professional, with the sword. You gonna pick up the sword? Or you gonna put down your sword and forfeit? You gonna put down your sword and declare defeat? Because what I get is that this shit could be making you a professional right now. Oh, this shit could be making you a professional. Especially in that divine masculine energy. Because guess what? Divine masculine is that do. What it do? What is you doing, baby? You gonna pick up that? You gonna pick up that sword? You gonna fight through? You gonna cut through all the bullshit that you've been telling yourself? Look, he putting the shield back. You know why? Because he ain't coming guarded. He ain't coming like, he coming chest out with it. Look at his face. He's like he bout it. You bout that life? Or he bout that life in that card. Again, like I said, some of y'all are getting so mad, but this shit is making you a pro. Think about a game that you don't been so mad because at first you was an amateur, you was a beginner. Do you remember on games? I don't play video games no more, okay? I don't play video games no more. But I need a new lighter. My mic is not working. What? We gonna take our time. Y'all ain't going nowhere, right? You're like, this bitch is so obnoxious tonight. Back in business. So as I was saying, do you remember when you got a game and you could choose beginner, intermediate, or expert? And guess what? Some of y'all are leveling up in that expert level and you trying to play yourself because you're like, I feel like a beginner. But guess what? You might be in the beginning stages of becoming the expert. You might be in the beginning stages of becoming an expert and a professional and a new form of a practitioner of things that right now maybe you thought you were only a philosopher of. You could only imagine, you could only dream of. Okay? But you gotta overcome the shadows. You gotta go through that cold phase. You gotta go through that cold phase. And before you know it, your ass gonna be coming out like Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? You gonna be coming out this bitch like somebody who done leveled up fucking Stone Cold Stunner the whole motherfucking game. Threw them arms up in the air, threw the belt over your shoulder and said, what? Cause guess what? You ain't finna make this shit whoop your ass. You gon' open up a whole can of ass whooping on this next level you about to level up for. It's all a part about overcoming the shadows. Cause look at this card. This card's so deep. Look at her. She out here. Oh my god, I'm in the cold. Look at all them eyes looking at her. Them beasts preying on her. But look at her face in the moon. Isn't this fucking crazy with the eclipse coming? And I was talking about the shadow of the earth on the moon. And a lot of y'all are discovering the best aspects of your shadow side and integrating it with having to face that motherfucker. Let me tell you something. Shadow integration and shadow work has changed my life. All levels of our leveling up in this game called life is about mastering and integrating the shadow healthily. And how else could you do that without having to face shit? Face being feeling like you've been played, been left out in the cold, counted out, all this shit. It's almost like, again, I don't play games, but it's like almost like when the you playing online with the game and you don't pause this shit and you playing online with people. They're like, bitch, are you still there? Did you tap out? Did you leave? And you're like, you know what? I got something for you, bitch ass. No, I'm still here. I'm still standing. A lot of y'all are coming into a lot of your true nature that you never imagined that you could channel and tap into. But you have to go through that alignment of your nature being in direct line and facing the shadow, which is the moon. Right? We have the sun and we have the moon. And the moon is a lot of times aspects of the divine feminine. My dark moon Lilith is in Leo. Let's actually, you know what? I'm going to share with y'all. Okay, ready? I'm going to tell you what my shit is. For all y'all astrologers, I'm so excited that I got this astrology reading done. And she might be watching this. I love her to death. Her name is Marilyn Hammer. I love her so much. I love the reading that she gave me. It just opened me up. So she said that my black moon Lilith is in Leo. Theme, the shadow of order. This is why I love this shadow work so much. And teaching people about sexual energy and their sexual primal energy and how to use their power to overcome that shit. Right? Then she said, my asteroid Lilith is in Leo in the first house. And that means in Leo is reclaiming her sense of royalty and asserting her worth through self-expression. Then she said, my osculating Lilith is in Virgo. And then my Waldemath dark moon Lilith is in Scorpio. Right? And then she said that the dark moon Lilith in Scorpio, you have the spirit of the shaman, have attained the gifts of the alchemy of heart and spirit. You navigate through the inner realms to the depth of psyche, and you have the medicine to heal on deep and subtle levels of the soul, right? That's why I be up in this bitch, giving y'all this reading and say, don't forget this heart that you got. You got the heart of a warrior. But like, if you've ever watched the movie Apocalypto, and a lot of people critique that movie because Mel Gibson did it kind of like technically wrong, but there's some good shit in that movie. Fear can't be real to the warrior. Guess what? As long as you alive and you kicking, you still got that immunity, bitch. There's an attack plan. Even if you gotta take just a quick minute and redefine the attack, there's a difference between someone who said that they always wanted to do something and somebody who did something. So guess what? Don't you be somebody who said, you know what? I thought that I always wanted to do this. And guess what? Imagine if someone said, well, why didn't you do it? And you said, I gave up. And they're going to be like, what, you gave up? Why? I just give up? Are you serious? Don't give up. Why would you want to give up? Learn when to rest and learn not to quit. Know the difference between knowing when to rest and not when to quit. So, a lot of y'all might be sitting there with the combinations like, what the fuck is the password? Combination. What the fuck is the game winning combination to win this next level? Give your fingers a rest. Give your fingers a rest. Give your mind a little. Just take a second. Recalibrate yourself. And then attack. Let's pull clarity cards for those last two cards. Oh, I love this reading. Honey child, let me tell you something. When this Leo energy is coming up, you can't tell me nothing. Cloak yourself in light. For that sword card underneath. It's funny because the last reading that I did, which was the new moon reading, that card came up as a clarity card. Cloak yourself in light. So this is two consecutive readings in a row. So about 2 weeks apart that we've had, bitch, cloak yourself in light. So they are reiterating, baby, you is cloaked, you is shielded. And guess what? Right now your light might be dimming. It might be flickering. You might be like, oh my God, it's about to go out. But you know what you have to do? You have to make sure that you just be like, oh, no, what? No, let me. Don't let your light go out. Because the moment you just feel like it's like, oh, that light gonna get bigger. Because guess what? With the lunar eclipse, gonna be look, there is gonna be a moment of darkness. There's gonna be literally a moment where you're gonna be in this like darkness. And you're like, and keep in mind it's a blood moon. The moon will be red. You're gonna be feeling like you're in this darkness. You're gonna feel like you seeing red. You're gonna feel like you out for blood. But guess what? Sometimes that's literally the moment when you have the most fucking heart. Because I am seeing the lion with just like the. We gotta show you this lion. Hold on. Lion. That's you. You hear me? That's you, baby. Sorry to all the vegans out there. Something about this leveling up, this moon, and this energy is bringing out something primal in you. And sometimes you have to get to that place of that primal energy to pull out shit you ain't never had before. Because guess what? You know, we're humans are a little bit more like at a disadvantage than animals. Animals don't have the type of conscious to make the decisions that we get to make, right? We're privileged because we're privileged, and we're also fucked because we have so many options and decisions that we can consciously make. Animals, it's like, bitch, eat or be eaten. But realistically, that's how the world is with people too. What do you want? You gonna eat or get eaten? You gonna stay in the game, or you gonna tap out and cry? Something for your evolution, for you to eat and to evolve, is saying, bitch, you might have to pull out that primal shit within you to level up this season. And that is facing your own shadow, facing the fear, facing the shit that you feel like you can't overcome. And like I said, you might be feeling like you left out in the cold, but guess what? It's kind of cold here right now in Atlanta. But guess what? Sometimes the more I sit out in this shit, the more I'm like, this shit is easy. How can you adapt without being put in the face of your triggers? You don't overcome triggers by avoiding them. You overcome triggers by being put in them and evolving through them. Things are never going to go away that trigger us. We just get better. So, we're going to pull another card for closing. Closing card for what deck? Let's pull from the Angel deck, and then we'll clarify it with a card from the Mystical Goddess Tarot deck. Okay, Spirit, what you want them, us. I'm a part of the collective too, us. I be forgetting this sometimes. Like, you be going in on them. You talking to yourself too. What is it that you want us to know for closing? Nurture your inner child. Archangel Gabriel. As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. Like I said in the beginning with them cherubs, right? Them motherfucking angels. Look. We gotta stay in a place of childlike innocence. That's why I'm telling you, right? In life, there's gonna be a lot of situations, but you gotta stay in that place of innocence and childlike. Like, you know what? It's a game, baby. I might throw a tantrum here and there, but I gotta just stay in that place of like, I got attempts. I can play this shit, right? Because even look, in that play card, Rocking Horse. A lot of y'all got thrown off the rocking horse when you was a child, but guess what? You probably got back up on that bitch after you cried, busted your head. Your mama was like, "Oh, poor baby," and you was probably back up on the bitch ride like bonanza, right? You probably back up on that bitch. Yeehaw! So subconsciously, what do we got to keep in mind about that nurture card? Compassion. Compassion. And look at them 3 dragons. Reminds me of, what's her name? Khaleesi. I don't watch Game of Thrones, okay? But look at the word game and thrones. Ooh, bitch. Game of Thrones. And that's funny because Serious Joy, the astrologer that I was talking about earlier, his video around also end of November was talking about how we were entering the Game of Thrones. In order to live the life you have always wanted to live, you gonna have to play the Game of Thrones, baby. And what does it even mean, Game of Thrones? Throne. So, what exactly does Game of Thrones mean? It is being translated into my native language Czech as a game in which one might win one of the many thrones. But to me, it sounds more like a game in which different thrones play against each other. Game of Thrones means just that, a game in which there are some thrones. That's all the phrase has to offer. It doesn't say anything about the role the thrones play, how many of them there are. All those things can be inferred from further context, such as looking at. So, either way, right? We in a game of life playing for our sovereignty. Our sovereignty, excuse me. Just like that first card, right? And that's why you gotta stay in that place of innocence because this is the thing. A lot of you are living, right? You're about to live the life you were always meant to live. And you've had to go through these games to get to that throne. And I think about Khaleesi and the 3 dragons. Did she have 4? And one died because she didn't take care. I don't know. I don't watch the show, y'all, but I need to, right? She didn't, like, something happened. She didn't know how to manage her dragons, right? But guess what? She went through that phase of being an amateur at handling her dragons, and she had to have a lot of compassion for herself through that time period of getting to a position where she went from being a philosopher of dragons to a practitioner of dragons. And before you know it, her dragons were so valuable, she had the young man come into her saying, "Girl, I need to borrow your dragons." And she's like, "Bend the knee." So she went from, "Oh my god, I don't know how to handle dragons," to feeling herself quite some bit, right? And that's what happens to us a lot of times. We have to have compassion for ourselves and the dragon. Because guess what? A lot of us are learning to tame our inner dragons. I'm Year of the Dragon. I'm 1988, actually. I love dragons. But you gotta have some compassion for yourself. as you're learning dragon. And what does dragon as a spirit animal even mean? Let's see. Dragon, spiritual meaning. Dragon spirit guide. When dragon materializes as your spirit animal, it's time to rekindle your soul's fire. Dragon as a totem animal belongs to those who think and act with intense clarity of purpose. Call in dragon as your powerful Call in dragon as your power animal when you need strength as a leader. Leadership, thrones, sovereignty. Sounds like you have to own your royalty and your place in the game to level up to become the king of it. Very much a very Leo type thing, right? And even with it falling into Aquarius season, your place amongst the people in the world. I'm not saying you got to be above people, but you have to own your sovereignty in this world, because guess what? Nobody else is going to do it for you. Like Keisha Kyler said, honey, tell me. If I don't feel myself, tell me who else will. You got to be your own biggest fan. You have to walk around like, you know what? Crown might have fell off a few times getting to this position, but guess what? With time, you learn how to sit, move, walk with that shit on your head so it don't fall no more. And even remember, sometimes even kings and queens can still get their fucking crown knocked off. I made a post about that last year. Sometimes even when you get to that place of sovereignty and different levels and phases in your life, sometimes you gonna still get that motherfucking crown knocked off your head. Sometimes you still gonna get that crown knocked off. But guess what? You're gonna have to nurture yourself and be like, you know what? There was something clearly maybe I had to good pass, I had to master, I had to whatever. But you'll be fine. As long as you have immunity. That's all that matters. As long as you have another option, privilege, and that's what your spirit tells you, go for it. So, Game of Thrones. It's about to be that time. I don't know if y'all feel it, but I feel good about this upcoming week. There might be more chaos before there is a transition, but guess what? Like that card said, there's a rainbow, and there's gonna have to be a little bit more rain before the rainbow comes. It is what it is. So, with that being said, have some compassion on yourself. I'm gonna be straight, don't be a pussy. Leo energy, pussy energy, but big pussy energy. Okay? You're not gonna be like the cowardly lion. We are channeling big pussy energy. And when I say big pussy energy, I mean big divine feminine energy that's going to nurture yourself and not play with yourself. Don't play yourself and play with yourself and be like, "Oh, poor me." The lion's not like poor me. Poor you. Poor you. The lion goes, "Poor you, baby," because guess what? Lion coming through, I'm going to eat my way through this. And guess what? Even lions, okay? Even lions, they preserve their energy. You watch lions hunt? Sometimes they sit there and they're on the prowl and whatever, and then they make their attack. Right now, you might just have to take a moment, like I said, just a little quick moment, and be like, damn, the peace came together. Oh my God, it was so necessary to go through that conflict. Do you guys watch those ASMR videos? I used to think they were really stupid, but there's just something so soothing about talking in this whisper voice, because how many of us actually ever do it anymore? So with that being said, it's okay right now if you feel those fucking 9 years of just like, oh my God. But guess what? I promise, if you channel that big pussy energy, that dragon energy, okay? You're gonna get your throne. You're gonna get your throne. Okay? Dragon spirit animal. Dragon spirit animal. The dragon is cloaked with mystique and sewn together by the many legends of folklore surrounding its history. The powerful and mesmerizing creature has been the inspiration of countless books, poems, art, movies, and other expressive mediums. The dragon has been well respected in many cultures and is either honored or greatly feared. And sometimes in this game, honey, the reason why you had to overcome all this shit, face that shadow of yours, and integrate that shit, so that you could get the honor and respect that you need. And in the process, just like the lion, it's okay if a few people scared of you, baby. As long as you ain't afraid of yourself no more, you ain't afraid of other people. The dragon is one of the most powerful totems. Dragon has a diverse range of qualities, emotions, and traits, giving it a number of different meanings. Most often, it carries a reminder of strength, courage, and fortitude. Dragon are messengers of balance and magic. If dragon has arrived in your life, it asks that you tap into your psychic nature and allow yourself to view the world through the eyes of wonder and mystery. Again, that very like wonder, mystery, innocence, going after it, playful, whatever have you. All that shit, right? And so that's the thing you have to ask yourself. What's your psychic mind telling you? What is it telling you about your fortitude? It is telling you to remain in fortitude before you fucking flop. Remain in your fucking fortitude before you feel like you are a fucking failure. Failure is not a person, it's an event. Okay, Joel Osteen told me that. So what we gonna remember is that failure might seem like an event, but it's not you. And just as you think you might be failing, you better get back up and do it for the 99s and the 2000s, baby. Because guess what? There were times in my life where I felt like I was a failure and I was failing. When Joel Osteen said them words, because I used to watch his sermons in the morning. And then as soon as I was finished, I jumped in my car, threw on Juvenile for the 99s and the 2000s. I went to the gym. I got my motherfucking life. I called back my sovereignty. I called back my sense of being on the throne. And sometimes y'all don't realize your throne that you are fighting for, it is made from all the broken pieces that you feel like are left of every situation that you've been put in. Let me tell you something. If you put them pieces together, you will find that's what your throne was built on. I'm going to leave y'all there. We're at 1 hour, 8 minutes. I hope you've enjoyed this forecast of this energy, and this is just good stuff for any time of the year. Okay, not even just like I said, whoever found this needs to find it when they did. And if you heard it, I hope you take it in and I hope you digest it. It might seem like a lot to digest. It might not sound good. It might not taste good to you. You're like, but some of the best medicine is a hard pill to swallow. But guess what? That shit makes you strong and it builds up your immunity. And that's what you need right now. You need somebody that's going to love you enough to give you that tough love to know that it's going to build up your immunity. Okay? Big pussy energy. Leo. Full moon in Leo. I have on my pride today. Killing it. And what? 0-0? But you're not a 0. You're going to kill it. You're going to be killing it. Coming into that new beginning. Eche. I give thanks to my ancestors, my guides, all of the guides that surround me in channeling this message because it's so necessary. Okay? And that's what you gotta tell yourself. In life, you play all these games because for some reason, the purpose of them helps you to define your purpose because you are necessary. So this week, tell yourself all this shit is necessary because I am necessary. All this shit had to be necessary so that I could become necessary. And in order for me to win, I gotta learn how to master this game by any means necessary. Ache. Like I said, if you feel compelled to book a session with me to help you, okay, and I am a teacher, so I ain't just gonna, don't come to me on no bullshit. Be ready, okay? Be ready to start igniting change in your life. And what I like to do is implement things that teach you how to be self-sufficient and learning how to divine for yourself to come up with the answers to a lot of your questions that you're struggling with, okay? Again, how the fuck else you gonna learn to play Uno unless you don't learn the rules or you don't learn the basic blueprint or the purpose of the game, the objective of the game. So whatever your personal goals, aims, objectives are, I'm going to come up with a way to individually help you. Because look, I don't want you to be like me. You can admire me, you can use me as a musing of inspiration, but your path ain't my path. You got your own path. They might be similar, but they are not the same. So what we gonna do is we gonna come up with a custom blueprint for your shit, for whatever you got going on, whether it be your love life, your business, your sense of purpose, getting to the point where you're more self-aware of yourself. We gonna do that shit, and there's 111 on the little clock as I'm saying that. So we just gonna open some shit up because 111 is a master number of openings and new beginnings, darling. So let's bust it wide open for you. Let's get you some new beginnings. Let's plant some new seeds, okay? Before I go on my little time off. I love you so dearly, okay? I love you. And before you log off tonight, after you turn this off, I don't really feel compelled to leave a meditation. I just want you to say, you know what? I love myself. That's it. Wake up in the morning. I'm trying to get out of this programming of saying morning because we're not morning, we're rising. Wake up in the rising. Put your feet on the floor and say, I love myself. Because guess what? There's nothing more that the devil can stand than someone who can be so undefeated because they love themselves. Because guess what? Every day you wake up and you fight God and the devil within yourself. And the reason why sometimes the devil wins is because you're not loving yourself. Sovereignty, love. You are fortunate every day above ground or while you're still in this existence to say, you know what? I got a privilege. And the privilege is that I can experience so much if I just love myself. And sometimes that's the difference between the mark of the beast or imperfection, whatever have you, and becoming a beast in this life by overcoming what enslaves you and what holds you captive to the shadows and shackled to that, okay? All right, y'all. Take care, and I hope to be, connecting with more of you soon.